What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions, and these are my official picks for UFC Fight Island 8. Michael Chiesa versus Magny. The whole card. It's gonna be a really, really fun fight card. I can't wait for it. There are some fights we are getting from the UFC Fight 7, Fight Island 7, Max Holloway, Calvin Kattar card. So let's talk about those. Omari Makhachev versus Tom Breeze. I did a really, really decent breakdown on it on my other video. You should go check it out. It's on the what's it called, the full card, and I talked a lot about it, but I just keep the same energy. I'll keep it quick. I'm going to Omari Makhachev via decision. I think he's just gonna have a grappling advantage over Tom Breeze. Tom Breeze has shown that he's a good fighter and stuff like that, and against KB Bular he looked really good, but that's KB. Like Omari, he's went to a draw with Marvin Vettori. He won rounds against Chris Weidman, a former champion. He beat Ian Heinisch. He has a win. He's the first guy to beat Abdul Razak Hassan, in the UFC. Like, whatever, how much stock you put in Abdul now. Like, I know Abdul's taken some bad losses lately, but that is the facts, But yeah, I'm going Omari Makhachev by decision. Next fight, another fight that's coming from UFC Fight Island 7, Ricky Simon versus Gayantillo Perillo. I talked a lot about this in my other video, but I gotta go Ricky Simon. The other guy, Perillo, he looks good. He's kind of like a brawling clinch fighter. Like, he's really good in the clinch, but and he throws a lot of knees. He had a cool body knee finish with one of his fights I saw, which is dope. But I think Ricky Simon's wrestling. He's been in there with better competition like Ray Borg, Uriah Faber. He looked good in the Ray Borg fight. He was able to beat a guy who's a former title challenger, so I gotta go with him. But let's really, hey y'all, I almost forgot to add some of these fights, so I'm gonna really talk about this fight really quickly. Tyson Nam versus Matt Schnell. Tyson Nam comes in 20-11-1. Fights out of Portland, Oregon, age 37, height 5'7", and reach 68. Matt Schnell's 14-5. Fights out of Louisiana, age 31, height 5'8", and reaches 72. It's a really great fight. Two ranked guys in here. Matt Schnell's coming off a really bad KO loss over Pantoja. Schnell is coming off 2 knockout victories lately. Not Schnell. Tyson Nam's been coming off 2 knockout victories lately. It looks like a perfect matchup for Tyson Nam. I'm gonna be going Tyson Nam. I went with Tyson Nam before a while back when they were supposed to fight, I think, on the Frank Edgar Pedro Munoz card. So I'm gonna be going with Tyson Nam to win it by KO first round. I'm gonna say that right there. And then next fight I missed, Victoria Leonardo versus Mana Fiorot. Victoria comes in 8-2. Fight says Louisiana, age 30, height 5'5", and reach 64. Marina Foot is 5-1. Fights out of France, age 30, height 5'7". Her reach is non-applicable. New Year's most recent one was against Chelsea Hackett, and Mana's most recent one was against Gabriel Campo. I think Manon has better takedown defense. Victoria, she fought Hackett, and I don't feel like Hackett knew what wrestling was, and that's honestly where I kind of saw the fight really happening, and I was surprised that she had her moments and she got the ground and pound victory. But I think Manon is gonna take this by decision. I know some people are probably gonna be going, oh, no one's actually going. I thought people were gonna go Leonardo. But I think Leonardo has some recent success, but I think Manon, all right, however you say the girl's name. I'm sorry if I mispronounced. I'm doing this really last minute. I'm sorry, y'all. But I think Manon's gonna get this done, and I think she beats her. I think she has really good striking. She looks really crisp. But it is what it is. Love y'all. Goodbye. Now let's get to the the other fights. Umar comes in 12-0. Fights out of Russia, age 25, height 5'8". Sergey 16-3, fights at Kyrgyzstan, age 31, height 5'6". Umar's most recent one was against Brian Gonzalez, and he's also undefeated. Sergey's most recent one was against Josh Reddington House, and he's also on a 5-fight win streak. His most recent loss was to Mozar Evloev. That is not a bad loss to have. That guy is a killer, man, and no shame in that. But I think Umar's going to take it, even though it is kind of tempting to go with Sergey right now, and Umar's been having all these health issues, and stuff like that. I wouldn't say this is like the the safest bet you can make, but I think Umar should get it done. I'm saying by decision. I think it's gonna be a close fight. I think Umar, he's really good on the feet. His wrestling is great. He's he's a talented guy. So next fight, Dolce Lungiambula versus Markus Perez. Dalcha is 10-2 fights Cape Town, South Africa, age 35, height 5'8", and reaches 76. Markus is 12-4, fights out of Brazil, age 30, height 6'1", and reaches 73.5. Dolce's most recent win was against Dukan Townsend, and his most recent loss was to Magomed Ankalaev. Marcus' most recent wins against Anthony Hernandez, and his most recent loss was to Dricus Duplessis. This is an interesting fight. Can Markus really win this fight? Yeah, he can. He is going to have to cut it out with the Joker paint. That's what he's gonna have to do. Dolce's I think if I see Markus with that Joker face paint, I'm going Dolce, and I'm still gonna go Dolce. I think he's just a better fighter. He's a bigger guy. He's fought at light heavyweight before, and I think he's gonna put it on him. I really do. I honestly, I think he's just stronger. He has a really good grappling background. His striking looks refined. He's a Dewey Cooper guy, so they got a lot of power punchers in that camp. I think let me see what I am going with. Let me search up my picks, because I think I did a pick for that. Let me see. Up and coming. I'm on Tapology right now. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'd say I'm gonna say second round TKO just to be fun. I'm gonna say second round TKO. I think he gets it done. Ground and pound. Sud Mudaerji versus Zarrukh Abdur Adashev. Adashev, I'm gonna just say Sue comes in 13-4, fights out of China, age 25, height 5'8", and reaches 72. His most recent was against Malcolm Gordon. I picked Malcolm Gordon. He fucking put that kid to shame. Adashev is 3-2, fights out of New York, age 28, height 5'5", and reaches 65. His most recent one was against Tevin Dice, and his most recent loss was against Tyson Nam, and Sue's most recent loss was to Louis Smolka. Sorry, y'all. Adashev is going to get smoked. All right? That is just that. He's going to get smoked. Sue is going to smoke him in the first round. This is rape. I'm saying this right now. This is legal rape, what they're allowing on that show, man. That is wrong, bro. Adashev, he got smoked by Tyson Nam, and I laughed at his face, man. He looked out of shape. He needs to hit the gym. He looked like a dummy when he fell down too. I'm done talking about. Sue's gonna knock his ass out. Next up, this fight I'm actually kind of hyped for. Mike Davis versus Mason Jones, man. Mike Davis 8-2, fights at Orlando, age 28, height 6 foot, and reaches 72.5. Mason is 10-0, fights out of Wales, age 25, height 5'10", and reaches 72. Mike's most recent one was against Thomas Gifford, and his most recent loss was to Gilbert Burns. Not a bad loss to have. Mason's most recent one was against Adam Proctor, and he's also undefeated. The kid's good, man. That kid Mason Jones is good, but I'm a big Mike Davis fan, and I think this is going to be really competitive. I say split decision win for Mike Davis. That's what I'm going with, low key. I think Mike is just a little more experienced with high level competition, even though he has a few losses on his record, right? To guys like Sadiq Yusuf and Gilbert Burns. Gilbert's going to be fighting for a title. Sadiq is a ranked featherweight. That is not a bad loss to have. I think Mike is going to get this done. He looked amazing in his last fight. I mean, it was probably one of his best performances, and it was amazing. But next fight, Jerome Rivera versus Francisco Figueiredo. This is Figueiredo's brother. Rivera comes in 10-3, fights out of New Mexico, height 5'10", and reaches age 25. His most recent one was against Luis Rodriguez, and his most recent loss was against Tyson Nam. He got smoked in that fight. Figueiredo's 11-3-1. Fights out of Brazil. Height 5'6" and age of 31. His most recent win was against Manuel dos Santos, and his most recent loss was to Eduardo Souza. And he went to a draw with him, which I didn't think was a draw. It is what it is when it comes to that. But I think I'm gonna take a. Oh my god. I'm going to take a stab at this. I'm going to go a decision by Figueiredo, but I think it's going to be a robbery. I have a bad feeling this is going to be a robbery. I think Rivera is going to show something. I don't think this kid, I'm going to say, I don't think he's the favorite Figueiredo brother in the family. They probably value Davison a little more than this cat. But I think they're going to give him this fight for his first fight up. I'm just going to say that right now. But I'm gonna be humble right now and say that. But next up, Roxanne Modafferi versus Viviane Ajoru. Roxanne comes in 25-17. She's the number 8 strawweight in the world. Fights out of Las Vegas. Age 38. Man, that bitch is old. Oh my god. I'm sorry to call her a bitch, but like, yo. Height 5'7", Arisa 69. Viviane is 9-2, number 9 strawweight in the world. Fights out of Brazil. Age 34. Man, Viviane's even. What the hell? I thought they were younger than that. Height 5'4" and Arisa 68. Roxanne, most recent one was against Andrea Lee, and her most recent loss was to Lauren Murphy. Viviane's most recent one was against Montana Del Rosa, and her most recent loss was to Jessica I, which is not the greatest thing in the world. But I like this fight. But I think Viviane's gonna get this done, man. I think Viviane, I think she learned from the Jessica I fight, and the Jessica I fight was pretty close. I'm not gonna lie. And it wasn't that and I think Roxanne, she's blind. I'll say that. I like her. She's I root for her sometimes because it's like, I don't think she's that good. You know what I'm saying? I kind of find it a little suspect how she's made it in the UFC, but it is what it is. But I can't hate. She gets it done. She beat Macy Barber. I can't even. That was I was amazing. I was laughing, bro. I was crying when I seen that. But I like Viviane. I think she has a lot of potential to be great, and I think she's gonna have good takedown defense. And I'm gonna say by decision. Ike Villanueva versus Vinicius Moreira is coming up. Ike comes in 16-11. He fights at Houston, Texas, age 36, height 6'1", and reaches 73. His most recent was against Rashad Coulter. And his most recent loss is to Jordan Wright. Come on, man. And Vinicius is 9-4. Fights out of Brazil. Age 31, height 6'4", and reaches 75.5. So he does have the reach advantage. His most recent was against John Allen. And his most recent loss was to Paul Craig. Another shameful. But Paul Craig is, I guess, decent. He's a ranked guy. I can't even hate on him no more. But Ike could win this fight, but he needs to win this fight low-key. But I think he's going to lose this. Vinicius just has better grappling than him. And you can't be losing to Jordan Wright, man. He got dropped, though. Like, you can't be doing that, man. Jordan Wright is trash, man. Like, bro, you can't be losing to him. So I gotta go finish Moreira. I'll say third round sub. Nah, I'm gonna go decision. I don't think he's gonna sub him. Warlley Alves versus Lazzez. Warlley comes in 13-4. Fights out of Brazil. Age 30. Height 5'11" and reaches 72. Most recent was against Sergio Moraes, and his most recent loss was to Randy Brown. Lazzez is 10-1. Fights at Tunisia. Age 33. Height 6'1" and reaches 76. His most recent was against Abdul Razak Hassan, and his most recent loss was to Aldurov. This is a great fight. Warlley Alves is a good fighter, man. He's one of the only guys to, beat Colby. Actually, he's not one of the only, but he's one of them. He's like one of the two, to beat Colby Covington. Colby was a little injured in that fight, but a win is a win. Lazzez kind of came on the scene and beat Abdul Razak Hassan, and I didn't see it coming. I'm going to be honest. I didn't see him doing that. Lazzez is a good fighter. He's very technical. I liked what I saw in the Abdul Razak Hassan fight. And it's reminiscent of the Randy Brown matchup to me. Just a tall, lankier guy. I think it's just a bad matchup for Warlley Alves. I think Warlley's going to have to try to take him down or something. But I think Lazzez is going to get this done by decision. And I think he takes it. I don't think I don't think Warlley got anything from Manor Lazzez. But next up, the main event, Michael Chiesa versus Neil Magny. I do have a breakdown on this fight, so I kind of go over the stats, but I'll just tell you how y'all feel about this fight. It's a great fight. It's very, very, very even. Really what it comes down to is, can Chiesa use his grappling to take over, and can Magny use his cardio volume to really win the fight. Magny's last 3 fights have shown that he's won, I think, every third round in his 3-round fights, and we haven't seen him in a 5-round fight, right, in a minute, and since the Santiago Ponzinibbio fight, right? But against Li Jilang, he looked, amazing in that fight. He was the underdog, and I'm not gonna lie, I picked against him, and he proved me wrong. Against Anthony Rocco Martin, that was a little suspect. I picked him for that fight. I wasn't too impressed. I thought Rocco Martin won that fight, but he won the 3rd round, though. He looked amazing in the 3rd. And against Robbie Lawler, I picked against him. I picked Robbie. He beat the shit out of my boy. That's all I gotta say. But I can't really hate on him, man. Honestly, he looked good. He looked good in those last 3. But Michael Chiesa, on the other hand, since the losses to Anthony Pettis and Kevin Lee at lightweight, and where the fucking cut killed him, he has been looking good too. Like beating Diego Sanchez, Carlos Condit. You can say what you want to say about that, but to beat Rafael dos Anjos at 170. Like, that was impressive. I was actually a little impressed when I seen that. I was like, oh, shit, this kid's for real. He ain't playing around no more. And, to be honest, Rafael dos Anjos did beat Neil Magny, and that's a common opponent they have. But usually I don't like doing MMA math. And if you look at that fight, it almost like Neil Magny kind of fell into that submission. So, really, we shouldn't even be really talking about it. But it is what it is, I think Magny's really, really good. He has really good grappling. He has really good pace. But he kind of chokes in these big moments. And so does Chiesa a little bit. So it's kind of like, it's a really hard fight to judge, man. It could even be a draw. But I think my first initial reaction was Magny. But I've just been getting this weird feeling that everyone's kind of going with Magny. And I feel like Chiesa has a really legitimate chance. I think Chiesa's grappling and the way he kind of crashes into strikes, because he cannot strike to save his life. And I don't think Magny's a great striker by any means. But, like, I think Chiesa gets it done in 3rd round submission. I think that's a nice play. And I think he's an underrated guy. But I also do think Magny's a really good parlay piece. I don't think he's a bad parlay piece if you're going with him. He's very reliable. He's not a loser, I'll say that. But he just kind of chokes. But he's not in there with an elite guy, so he could take it. But I think Chiesa by 3rd round submission. I think Chiesa has more title challenger potential than Magny. Magny has been there, done it. He's been in the top 5. We've seen what happens. He just kind of choked. I've seen him get submitted by Damian Maia and crying about it. If you go watch Thrill and Agony on YouTube, I seen him crying and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about the cat no more. But hey, man, he got destroyed by Ponzinibbio. I think he's gonna 3rd round submission. I'm going Chiesa. I think Magny's just been really fortunate. And then against Rocco Martin was a lightweight. Rocco Martin picked him up like he was a baby, slammed him on his head. Like, come on, man, you can't get picked up like that. And then I think Chiesa might do the same. And I think Chiesa is better than Rocco Martin. So it's like, I'm going Chiesa. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. It really helps. I love y'all. Goodbye, and see y'all.